Welcome to Motivate You, the Winner Circle here. June Archer, your host. And today's guest is a transplanted New Yorker who's carefully nurtured the evolution of stand-up comedy to social political satire, which gives him heavy flight to the spoken and unspoken word. He's an actor, he's a comedian, he is now a producer, executive producer of his own stand-up special coming out. It is out actually on Amazon. It's called Shang is Shangry. Please welcome to the show, comedian extraordinaire, Shang. Shang, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? He already know. I know him from back in the day. I knew when he didn't have all that stuff behind him with the plaques and all the books. So he acted new. I'm like, I know when you had one shoe and you had to walk in a circle, but you only had one shoe. But nah, man, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean? Under the circumstances, a worldwide pandemic, white folks lost their mind completely. And they crazy. They out there licking each other's face and acting crazy. So I'm good. I'm good.
Man, I've been having the opportunity to interview everyone. I haven't had a comedian, so to have you on, man, as a longtime friend, this is amazing. How has this pandemic affected you as a comedian? I've had actually I have had one, but for you, how did this impact you in terms of just comedy, traveling, being in front of people, walking with that mic? Like, that's what you guys live for. Like, you strive for that, being in front of an audience, immediate gratification. How has it been for you?
It been frustrating. It's been enlightening. It's been because I got to take a breather because I was really grinding. I was grinding my ass off. I was all over the place touring. But so it gave me time to actually reflect on life because I wasn't doing nothing else. My ex made a good point. Like, you seem like you don't got time for me. I'm like, yeah, but I got time for that car I'm paying for. You like that, don't you? You like that shelter. But nah, man, it's affected me from that standpoint. But I have written more. I've written more than I've ever written before. And I haven't, I haven't killed my neighbors yet. So that's good. That's a good thing. Because I already thought if this shit go left, I'm gonna probably have to kill somebody, cook them, and eat them. Because it's gonna get. I'm telling you right now, this shit is crazy right now. Even if people think we passed it because Trump gone. That's crazy. No,
that's crazy.
No. Listen. I just saw the convention with the white folks, and I'm saying white folks. I don't care if y'all know who y'all are. The white folks that lost their mind. He's still our president. You need to shut your mouth. He's still our president. Shut up and put your front teeth in, you bitches. So I mean, I've been lucky from the standpoint I had a little bit of loot. So I was able to maintain.
That's a beautiful thing, man. For you though, you had the opportunity to put out this comedy special.
Right.
In a time when, we haven't had a lot of them. Of course, you get the bigger names, you get the Kevin Harts, and you, my friend, have been one of those people who flew under the radar. You are our comedian's favorite comedian. A writer.
I've been lucky.
I won't say lucky. Luck comes and goes. We'll say blessed.
All right, that's good. Yeah.
You have been blessed. What was the inspiration? First, I want to talk about the executive producer and the producer piece, but what was the inspiration to do this comedy special?
It was actually referred to me. I was waiting I showcased for a couple people. I had already done HBO. I've done HBO before. And I was like, I want to own my own special. But at the same time, I was waiting for other people to put me on. And a comic named Russell Peters I was talking to him at a club. He said, you got a big following. Why don't you just do it yourself? And I was like, yeah, fuck them. I'm going to do it myself. And then until I realized how much that's a lot of work. But like, what? I got to do what? I got to do the budget too? Yeah, no, it was Russell Peters that inspired me to do it, and then I looked at a whole bunch of people who did stuff on their own, and also put their own stamp on it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it myself. So that was what inspired me to do it, and obviously, because of I always say worldwide pandemic slowed things down a little bit, but we had already finished it, edited it. Me and a brother named Nazi Islam. Shout out to Nazi Islam. I don't know if y'all could tell. I'm kind of like that. A lot of people I'll be around, they got names like that. Uh, um, yeah, we edited it and we were going to shop it. We started shopping it, and then we couldn't get it, get a bite the way we wanted. So I wanted to, and plus, the ownership is real important to me. Like I saw a bunch of comics that didn't own their stuff, and then people could turn them into sitcoms, and they could take whatever jokes you did once they own it and turn it into whatever, and you don't get the money. And I'm like, no, that ain't happening. So that was one of my main things. And I used to listen to Paul. Paul Mooney.
Oh, one of the greatest.
I used to open for Mooney, and I've opened for Mooney and Dick Gregory.
Oh man,
and
Mooney,
Mooney will always say, "That's an angry light-skinned nigga right there. You need to do your own thing, brother." And so I was like, I'm gonna listen to the elders, and I'm gonna listen to the brothers that kind of. I was in my own lane, even in New York. I was doing the comedy clubs a lot, but I was kind of off to my own thing. I was, I was on one. I'm not as racist, but I was kind of racist. I was like,
we'll say outspoken.
Outspoken. Like I didn't like pandas because they had white in them. And people think because I'm light skinned, I'm white. I'm like, well, what about your fault? I'm like, yo, I ain't mixed. I'm just high yellow. And I wasn't even born here. So settle down.
So tell them where you're from, because so some people have context into culturally why you side or why you're outspoken on certain things. Well, I want you to share that.
Well, first, let me retract it. That racist is very intense word, and the people that are gonna listen to it go, "Man, that interview was crazy. There was a racist dude on there." And nah, that wasn't it. It was. I just felt like their hypocrisy. I felt like Kingston, Jamaica. By the way, let me throw that in. But I was offended by their constant hypocrisy of not owning up to their bullshit. And so it would constantly fuel me. It would fuel my jokes. It would fuel how I did business, because I'm sitting in the room with them and they act like, I'll give you an example. I was doing a meeting with, I don't care, it was 20th Century Fox. Dude says to me, well, look at you. You wouldn't know anything about that in the contract. I'm like, what? Now, I came in suited up. I said, well, since it's a meeting, let me actually shave and come in suited up. And it's like, what do you mean, look at me? And, well, you wouldn't know anything about that. I'm like, you mean paragraph 7? You mean paragraph 7? Article 5, if you use my likeness in any way, shape, or form, you must consult with me first. And then we continue on with negotiations. You mean that stuff that I did? I'm like, if I was in the street, I'd beat your punk ass in the meeting. And then my manager at the time, like, oh God. I was like, yo, man. And then I was like, yo, and if you don't speak up for me, then you might be gone too. So it's like, yo, man, you got to fight for this stuff. So, I mean, I think that's part of it. And also I was around a lot of people like that really inspired me to, do material like that. Again, Paul Mooney, there was a comic out of Texas. He passed away a long time ago. Bill Hicks, who was just a truth teller. Patrice O'Neill, who was just a truth teller. And so I really dug that style of comedy. That's what inspired me. So there's people that get inspiration and you can, without biting, where you act like them, where you do what they do. And I'm like, I want to be inspired, not bite. So that was,
Yeah, you've never been one to take anybody's style and flip it. I know that Dave Chappelle recently has been talking about ownership, and I'm glad that you took that road. But for those who don't understand how hard it is, right? You go into the executive chair now, and you're making the decisions. You're approving the budget. And, backstage, we're talking about, the venue, the cost of the venue, security. How does that play into distracting you from the creativity? And do you have a team around you to kind of help you, or did you take care of the business and then jump right back into Shang, the comedian?
Wow, you asked some good questions. Yeah, did you hear what the ain't nobody even around for me, my son in there, but did you hear what he just that was a good question, man. No, I what I did was I handled the business first completely. I dealt with the other investors, which was Dave Goldberg, because that's who I could get. And that's who was down, who wanted to do it. Uh, and Adam Wasserman were the people who were like believed in me enough to want to do it. I went to some brothers that and they were like they wanted to do it, but they was offering a little chump change. But no, make sure all of the logistics are done right. Make sure that the audience coordinator is done right. We got, in fact, the person that did Chappelle's show was my audience coordinator,
Nice.
Sam,
Nice.
Sam Black, the Blacklist. And so I basically got all of those people together by getting all of the people together to make sure. But I didn't have a team. Basically, I didn't have a team. It was more. Sometimes you got to have a captain that really does steer the ship. And so it was primarily, I'd say 99.9% of me just hustle and getting it done. And I know people are saying, well, you think you all that? I'm like, no. And the only reason me and Nazi edited it, because I was like, I can't spend no more. I ain't spend no more money. And I know how to edit, and I produced other stuff. I've worked for other people before where I produced other things. And I worked for BET. I was doing Access Granted. I don't know if you remember that. There's a show called Access Granted. Well, that was me. And then Russell Simmons' One World Music Beat I did for 2 years. That was me, because I used to work for Russell. And then I used to do Deaf Poets. Remember HBO's Deaf Poets? I did the voiceover for it. Please welcome from New Jersey, Evolution. Yeah, that was me. That was me, motherfuckers. See, this is my normal talk, but I did that, and then so I was already looking at that side of it anyway. Too, if I got older, that I would be able to, not if I couldn't tour. If something happened where I couldn't tour, then I'd be able to produce other people. So I produced some other stuff before. So this is not my first time producing a stand-up special, especially with that many people. Yeah, I've never, I did one other one, a small one for myself in a club, but I've never done one in a theater that size, that many people. Got to make sure, like literally between shows, they're giving me notes pertaining to placement of cameras. And, hey, we're going to move this camera over. And I'm like, well, let me see how it looks. And then because we did 2 shows, so I had to, okay, well, we need to get that camera because we want to make sure that we have a full scope of the audience. We need a camera. So I literally went through it with Bob Lampel and all of them to say, this is the way I want it to look. So I was very hands-on, because it wasn't like I was being some Spengali. It was like, yo, they're like, well, no, it's your vision. Show us. Oh, beige one, please. Oh, beige one, show us. So, so that's why I did so much work,
I know that I wanted you to share your cultural background. I knew that only because my family's from Jamaica. But how important? Because you just talked about all the roles and responsibilities, and of course, there's an age-old joke. There's an age-old joke.
You're the carpenter. You're the what a guan. Don't be
13 jobs.
13 jobs. These batty boys don't work hard enough, But no, man, it was more. It wasn't even that. It was literally like, if I don't do it, nobody gonna do it for me. It was that, and I really felt like I don't see enough people doing it that way. And I said, well, if I start it, if I do it this way, then there'll be other people do it this way. But again, I can't front though. He didn't do it. He didn't do everything I did, but he did put his money behind it. He got all this money from HBO when they canceled the show, and Louis C.K. and he did it and released his stuff online. But he's a way bigger act than me, so he made a chunk of change. But for me now, it's exposure, getting Amazon Prime has been, is a good look. The people have been sharing it. and I'm still doing a lot of work. I'm promoting it. I'm putting it on LinkedIn and all this other stuff. So it's still me, but it's been good. I ain't gonna act like it hasn't been good. It's been very good. I ain't gonna, but I ain't had a day job. I haven't had a day job. I've been doing it 28 years. I haven't had a day job in 27. So, I used to do security at a place called the Silver Shadow. And I did security there. I did security at a bunch of places.
Well, let's talk about the journey, though. But let's talk about the journey then, right? So 20-something years, Shang.
Yeah.
For people who are trying to start a business, now's the time to kind of put out a product or a service. As an entrepreneur, 20-something years, what is the best piece of advice you could give someone right now to allow them to get in the frame of mind to understand how to sustain a lifestyle of being an entrepreneur? Because it does take a lot. But from your perspective, just a few words of encouragement or inspiration, something that someone might have given you that you could share with somebody today.
Sleep with as many people as possible. All the women executives just knock their box out. No, I'm kidding. See, look at it. I know people like, is he gonna ever just answer the motherfucking question? No, I'd say know the business side, know your worth, which I didn't do for a while. I did not know that. Know your worth, and I would say, be systematic. Make list of how you're going to knock it out, and then once you make that list, if you miss something on the list, go back and make sure you finish that. So I think that has worked for me like majorly to consistently get some stuff done. We're both parents, and when you have kids and you're dealing with, you see my older son moved back in June because of the pandemic. So it was like he moved back into the, with me. So I was like, damn, I thought he was gone, man. But no, like, you 19, you was on your own. I'm proud of you, but now you back. But my main thing was you got to make sure that you're systematic and also be part of the process. Sometimes what you do as artists is you step back and let everybody else kind of guide your thing. And then you wake up and go, wait a minute, I didn't read I don't have a piece of my own art. Mm-hmm. I'll go in your house and I'll stab you in the head with a fork. I'm there said like, yo, you gonna get up off my bag. So that was one of my main things, is making sure, because I saw so many people. This goes back because I'm older, like to Little Richard days. If you look at all of these incredible artists that didn't get getting a piece of their art. And that was one of my motivating factors of staying independent. I've been an independent comic. I don't have management, and I've been on a bunch of network shows. I've been on network shows. I've been on Netflix. I've been on Comedy Central. I didn't have representation. It was just getting to the right people, making sure they seen me. I am not afraid of showcasing. When somebody said, well, show me what you got. Let's go. What is it? Let's go. Where you need me? See, all right, cool. I'll come down there and I'll show you I can rip. And it's not, people say, well, were you trying to be cocky? One time I met Eddie Murphy in one of the comics. Eddie Murphy asked me, and he don't know me. I don't know him. He was just walking past and asked, how my set go? How did my set go? And I said, I killed. And then somebody came up, you're not supposed to talk to Eddie Murphy that way. You're being cocky. I'm not being cocky. I'm being factual. If I killed, I killed. If I had a bad set, I'd be like, yo, I didn't do that good. I ain't afraid of saying that. But I mean, I had one of those nights where, every joke was fire, and I was focused and I rehearsed. And with the special, I was going through all kind of drama at the time. And I still got it done because I had some personal stuff going on with my son. And I was like, wow, I still got to make sure I get these jokes right and make sure this budget comes in at a certain money amount. So I got step back and being proud of myself too. I haven't done that completely yet, but I will.
That's dope. You mentioned Dick Gregory, Paul Mooney, who have been some of
Mr. Paul Mooney, brother.
Mr. Paul Mooney.
No, yeah, you tell me that. Yeah.
If you've had a lot of mentors along the way, right. You've had people that you look up to.
John Witherspoon too. I'm sorry, John Witherspoon.
Brother Witherspoon too.
Yes.
Has there been a piece of advice that you've gotten from any one of them that you make sure that you implement, execute to this day? That every once in a while, when you're doing something, you're in the middle of something, Paul Mooney's, gem pops up, or Dick Gregory's gem popped, a moment that you had with them, an intimate moment where they said, Shang, this is what you got to work on. This is what you got to do. Remember this. Is there something that you could share with us that can help someone push the button on a dream that they're trying to get to, or a rut they're trying to get out of?
Wow. I would say it's three people. It would be Dick Gregory for sure. We were at the airport, and he would constantly be taking information in, and he would let me know what I needed to do pertaining to standing your ground of what you are. If you're an edgy comic, be an edgy comic. If you're this kind of comic, stay in that lane and really push it. And that always clicks with me whenever I feel like, well, let me just cater, or let me just be accommodating to what I need to do for this audience. And now my audience, I'm like, yo, this is the shit I do. Y'all gonna ride with me. And that's it. I just did a show and somebody's like, oh, because I said a joke. I'm not gonna run the joke past you, but I used to get irritated with white folks telling black people to pull this stuff up by their bootstraps, yet they commit suicide more than us. And I said, like, well, then stop hanging yourself by your bootstraps. How about that? If you stop doing that, then maybe we could pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, because you constantly killing yourself. And people were like offended. But I thought about it, like, if Paul Mooney would say that, he would be like, no, keep saying that. Don't back up off that. So he's running my head, John Witherspoon, about if you made $100, you really made 75. Take that $25, put it in the bank, because you never know when this is gonna go left. So that always run through my head. So if I make $1,000, I ain't make $1,000. I made $900, and I would always put money. And that's why, luckily, I'm staying afloat, not gigging as much during this pandemic, because I did that for a very long time. I did that with my money. Like, if I made $60, because I used to make $60 and $50. I used to make $50. It was a club called Pips in Brooklyn. And I used to, they would give us a meal and a drink. And if you were moving up in the ranks, you got $50.
Wow.
So I would take $25 out of that 50. I would take 25, put away. And I think, well, I made $25 a night. So that helped me. But, and the main person would be Ronaldo Ray. Yeah, Ronaldo Ray, because I was so aggressive. When I first came out to LA, and I'm arguing with some dude, and I'm like, like, yo, man, I'm just gonna stab you in your forehead, right? That was my go-to, stab in the forehead. And then he came over to me and said, look here, man, look, I just want to tell you something, man. I'm arguing with this nigga for about an hour. And then I realized who the asshole was. And I walked away. And I didn't get it at first, like, wait, well, who the asshole then? Who's the asshole? Am I the asshole? Oh, shit, I'm the asshole for letting this dude get me rah-rah like this. So that always runs through my head when I get a little too aggressive, because I'm a little nutty sometimes. I'm not window licker, crayon eater. Like that I ain't that nutty. I ain't eating crayons thinking this is orange. It probably tastes orange. I'm not that, but I've said some outlandish shit to industry, the industry people, because they talk to you all out the side of their neck. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm a grown man. And I think that sometimes I would say stuff. I remember I was doing Deaf Poets, and they were like, Lauryn Hill was doing the thing. And they told, hey, when she comes in, nobody look at her. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not.
I remember that phase.
Yeah.
I'll call her Mrs. Hill.
Yeah, I was like, nah. She came backstage because I was the warm up for Deaf Poets. I was like, I walked right up to her. Hey, you want a sandwich? You good? You good? Get out of here with that. You ain't gonna make me. This ain't Wakanda. I ain't sitting. You ain't like, no, I am so sorry. I did not mean to offend you, Queen. Nah, yo, do your little poem and keep it moving. Yeah, so I mean, I learned that by listening, thinking about what Ronaldo said about you got to be the one to be chill sometime. And that runs through my head, even in business, even when I was dealing with some stuff business wise recently. Step back, figure it out. Don't always be like, go to that immediate fork to the forehead. Y'all can hashtag that, by the way. Anybody that's listening,
I think I will.
I think fork to the
will.
forehead. Yeah, a lot of times I don't really plan out what I'm gonna say sometimes, so it might just sometimes the shit just
pops out.
Yeah.
You've been on the social political kick for a while. You're very outspoken when it comes to a lot of things.
Very much so.
Do you feel like for comedians, where you guys are in a pivot transition period where, as a country and the world is going through this transition as it relates to equality, equity, diversity? You just said something kind of pivotal from Paul Mooney, like stand on what it is that you believe in. But do you feel like you guys are in a tough place because some jokes may be funny to some, not funny to others, may be controversial? Kevin Hart got in trouble for that. How do you feel about that for you, your style? And are you taking steps to kind of say, let me kind of figure out if this is too soon, not soon enough, if it's politically correct, not politically correct? What are you doing and some of your friends in the business of comedy doing to kind of address that?
A lot of them are turning over on their stomach and letting the sun bake their turtle yogurty ass. Stop being yogurty, people. Y'all being mad yogurty. Y'all got like fruit at the bottom. Yeah.
That's a hashtag.
Yogurty. Don't be yogurty.
Stop being yogurty.
Stop being yogurty with the old fruit at the bottom. Yo, play ass. Stop it. I ain't changing shit. I wrote a Tiger Woods joke that day.
Wow.
People say, is that too soon? Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. So I'm not. People, if we can have a president that literally was a man child, an orange man child that pushed every boundary of every kind of moral. He's such a horrible human being. Like, he's one of those people I would, if I saw him, I run hands. He's like, he deserves to be knuckle bundled to his brain basket. Like, he really is a horrible human being. So, and then you're offended by me telling a joke. Like, get out my face. Number one, I'm a comic. I love the fact Chappelle was like, we're comics. Jon Stewart, I saw him like right before the pandemic. They had a big thing. It was not right before. It was a little bit before that. And he's like, why are you looking to me as though I'm supposed to tell you what to do with a policy? I'm a comedian. So I'll go for that first. There's some comics like, well, you had some dick jokes on your special. Well, because I thought they were funny. I mix it up. I definitely mix it up. But then somebody else saw my special and inboxed me and said, I liked the special. I thought you were funny, but you're a cop hater. And I'm not a cop hater. I said, I don't like cops that choke me the fuck out. I like cops that do your job. Do your job. Your job is not to bring racial bias to your job. Like, even though I get irritated with pigmentally challenged people or European Americans, I still would do my job. Now, when I get home, I'll be like, crackers, goddamn crackers. But, if I'm like that, well, I don't. When I get home, I'll go, damn, I'm tired. I don't like, you don't wake up black. You wake up you. And then
right.
And then you go, oh, and it's and you wake up human. You wake up as a man. And so I am too old. I'm older than you, young man. Listen, young blood. I've got to do like this. Listen, young blood. Let me tell you something, young cat. Skiddly wit, cat. Let me tell you. Man, I'm too old to be changing up my style of comedy now. Like, I can't be coming out there and go, man, things is crazy. Women and men are different. Man, that ain't my style. You know what I'm saying? I just wrote some jokes about the economy. I just wrote some jokes about gun control. I'm really trying to go in the crates. My new shit is out there. But my gun control bit, it makes sense. It's like, yo, we should never sell guns to women while they're on their period. Guaranteed death to somebody. Somebody gonna die if they buying guns at that moment. So and then I go into a whole bit about gun control, and they afraid of if a lot of black men, all black men had guns. Now I'm not pro gun at all, but I'm saying I'm pro hands, but that's old school. If we bought guns at the same pace as white people do, then there would be a whole different ball game conversation. Exactly. It's like and all of a sudden, well, we need little restrictions and gun control restrictions. We don't need as many guns out there because it's damaging to the society. But it's not damaging to society when they just caught a person that was a mass shooter who had literally an arsenal that you could fund a small army with. The guy in Vegas that shot all those people from the hotel room,
yeah,
he literally had another hotel room filled with guns. So if he ran out of bullets and ammo and whatever to shoot, he could go to the next one over. So it makes me stand my ground. Wow, that's crazy.
That was pardon the pun. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, pardon the pun. Exactly. But on my material and the people that dig it. Like, what's your favorite? Like, you could name some of your favorite music, right?
Yes.
And that's your shit. And I'm gonna tell you, there's be another person you can ask and go, and they'd be like, well, I don't like that. Like, there's rappers I like that other people go, I don't like it. Like, I remember my friends didn't like. I liked Poor Righteous Teachers back in the day.
Of course.
And I like Poor Righteous Teachers. I loved KRS-One. And a lot of people, my friends, didn't like them because there wasn't, or like when gangster rap came out, I still was into other rappers that weren't like, I liked Common, I liked Mos Def. So I liked that side of it. And Talib Kweli, those were the people I was gravitating to because they had skills. First off, let's go with skills.
Yeah, it was skill.
Yeah, it was skill.
More apt to just love the boom bap. Like the boom bap is different. It feels different. It hits different.
No, I like some thug stuff too. There was some anti-up. I like some thug stuff too.
That's still boom bap to me.
Yeah, that's boom bap. I like yo, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when DMX came, but I had met him before. So for me, I was like, to see him get to that level. And then I saw him like briefly in Florida. This is before the pandemic. He was at one of my shows, and I hollered at him just for a second, and it was just amazing to see that somebody at that level of, I mean, he was the real deal. You know what I mean? And I just dug his energy and he's definitely not in the same vein of the thought process of me as a human being.
Right.
I mean, I got blood on my dick because I fucked the corpse. Like, what? How high was you when you wrote that? That's a lyric from a DMX song.
Yeah, no, that's real.
He got some dark lyrics. But then it also inspired me to write some dark jokes. It really did. And so, and it's weird that I saw that Patrice O'Neal has a thing called Elephant in the Room. And I had wrote a joke about the cops wouldn't shoot me because I would tie two white babies together and use them like nunchucks. And yeah, exactly. And they wouldn't want to shoot me because I had the two nunchuck babies. And I load the nunchucks and just swinging them at the cops. Get back, cops! And so it was. It made me go. I mean, back then I don't do that. I can't do that. But I probably get canceled now. But at the time, I thought this is hilarious to baby nunchucks. And so I just was writing really edgy stuff because I would listen to DMX. So I still like the boom bap. Don't get it twisted. But I was more gravitating to like conscious. Is that what they were calling it at the time? Really?
Mm-hmm. conscious rap. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the fact they was taking a stand, and they knew they wouldn't get played on every station because of their stance. Um, I thought it was dope, but KRS-One still is dope to me. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. And if you look back at the old school cats, and I like right now J. Cole, beast mode.
Yeah. He's a standout. He's a standout.
He stand up for sure.
Standout. 27 years. 27 years, Shang.
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated to continue to do this as being a practitioner of your art? What motivates you?
Wow. You're a good interviewer, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man. Like a lot of people ask me corny like questions, but I'll be looking at them like, man, fuck you talking about. But you be no, yes, one. But no, what motivates me is I really think that I want to show that we can be bosses. That's part of it. Well, we can be bosses. I love seeing people that are bosses. I love seeing people that are self-motivated. I watch a lot of that YouTube stuff where people are self-motivated. I love independent artists because they just do their thing. You got to understand, the person can say somebody's a piece of shit and they're not this and that, but you got to think we're in a society that back in the day, this is old school and you can look it up. There was a thing called the pet rock. And there was a rock in a box and it sold millions. Some dude said, you know what? I'm going to put a rock in the box. I'm going to call it a pet and I'm going to package it and sell it. So I'm at any independent artist. I'm like, if this dude can get on and the dude, pocket fisherman, there was a thing called Ronco pocket fisherman. And it was just a little tiny fisher. It was a little tiny fishing rod, little tiny one, and millions of dollars. And I was like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And then, $9 million later. So believe in what you're doing. Do what you want to do. But I am inspired by specifically Black people because we have such a harder road and such a double standard and and people have a tendency to think, well, do you hate white people? No, I don't hate white people. I just love my people. I don't have to hate you. I don't have to hate you I don't have to hate you. Yeah, I don't have to hate you, but I want us to succeed. That's it. I just want us to succeed. I want you to succeed. I love the fact that you are doing your thing. I know this sounds weird. That's getting all mushy. And they're like, did he just say he let him fake? This nigga dude, like, man, look, we need to love each other. And I just swear, everybody go hug a flower. Nah, man. I love the fact that you got your stuff on. You know what I mean? The fact that you're doing this, the fact that you are handling your business the way you've handled it to this point. And I'm always, from the lowest level cat to the highest level cat, I'm always impressed by people that make sure. And the fact that I'm because I'm an exception, because I'm a little nutty, and I'm gonna keep it real. I was way too aggressive when I was younger. I think it was a light skin thing, because I think it was a light skin brother thing where I had to prove, like, yo, I'm not the light skin dude you really want to do that with. And ever since I saw New Jack City and I saw Wesley Snipes stab Christopher Williams in the hand, I thought, yeah, you wouldn't have did that to me, because as soon as you stabbed me, I'd have took that knife and stabbed you in your ass. That's how I was thinking. So I knew I was a little bit to the center of, like, stunned I'm not in prison. I am stunned. That's another thing that motivates me, going, God damn, I made it through it. I didn't go back to the penitentiary. So, it's like,
all right, G Money.
Yeah,
like, we ain't gonna treat you like G Money.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's like I just don't. I'm like, I look at it that way. I look at it more like that. There's so many people. You know who else inspires me? Let me just say, and it's actually something at the end of the thing I'll go over, but I'll let you know at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, but it inspires me majorly.
All right, so the special is out. In the special, you talk about race, religion, education. If there was someone who just wanted to take a chance and watch this, but they can like a record on a needle, they can only place it at one particular section. What would you want them? What part of the special would you want them to watch that would inspire them to want to watch the whole thing, to get an idea of who Shang is in this special?
Definitely about education. The one about teachers, the bit about teachers, because even though I turn it, make it dark, but my point, I make a point and then make the silly part of the joke. So anybody watches my special, you got to understand it's a combination of make my point so you can understand where I'm coming from, and then you throw the silliness on it, because sometimes you have to put the red little clown nose on to get people, and then you got to say, hey, by the way, you got to make sure you get your medical together. You got to, and then they go, did you talk about the medical? Like, you got to kind of, it's like my grandmother who, I was surprised she even still dealt with me. I was such a handful. She says sometimes, like, it's old school. You got to put sugar on the medicine. What's it called?
Sugar in the medicine. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Medicine.
Yeah. So that would be one of the bits I want people to see and go, yeah, I'm gonna watch this and see how this turns out. And then the bit about race, my whole bit about race, because this show is based on another show I had called Isms. I did a one-man show for a while called Isms. I was lucky enough to get some traction with it. And then I had a little forced vacation from the government. But
we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna really speak on. We gonna gloss past that. No, but isms, and each bit was about a different ism in society: racism, sexism, chauvinism, capitalism, isms. So, so a lot of my special has a lot of those elements from the one man show, but it was more of a serious show. So you have to ramp up the jokes, so I would say those two bits, but definitely my whole bit about race and my bit about education, because I think it's horrible how they treat teachers. I just think that you got to understand teachers are basically kind of in I'd say third parent position, because they're around your kids. They're teaching your kids. They're dealing with your kids' ups and downs. And I think that we don't give them enough props. My cousin, I have a cousin that's a teacher. One of my best friends is a teacher. And, just to see how much they don't get the respect they deserve. And I was like, yo, I'm going to write it. I specifically said I'm going to write a joke so I can get this information out about teachers. But it's a little bit more hood the way I'd put it, but it gets the point across. And anybody, like, if you watch my special and you come in with this preconceived notion, and if you're a Christian, probably not going to really gravitate to my special, but you can still laugh. Just put that, that false pretense on the background. Yeah, for a minute, get your laugh on it, and afterwards you can clutch your pearls and go, "Oh my God, I can't believe he said that!" And then you share it with somebody else that's offended. Like, I've gotten stuff in the email that's horrible. Then I went, "Oh man, I got to send this out to somebody else so they can see how horrible this is. This is disgusting." And so that's why social media is so big. You get something and go, "This is just," I got to do the old black man with, "This is disgusting. I can't believe it. You know what? I got to make sure Alfred see that. Alfred, did you see this?" That's like when you taste something nasty and you ask somebody else, "Is this nasty?" Exactly. That's what so anybody watching my special, please do that. And do that with all your family. If you don't like what I said, like, "This is horrible. Look at this." And look at it all. And watch it from beginning to end and be like, "Yeah, this is disgusting." And then share it with all your family.
Share it with somebody else.
Yeah, that's my new marketing scheme. Yeah.
There it is. That's it right there.
It's horrible.
Hashtag share it with somebody else.
Share it with somebody else. This is terrible. What is you thinking? Mama, get in here and watch this whole thing. So I want everybody to watch it. So far, man, people watching it, I am surprised by the response so far. It's only been out a week, and I'm getting some good reviews. 645 newspapers picked it up, like that, like in one day.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice, nice.
So that's good. So
That's really good. In
yeah,
these days
like
and times, that's really good. Now,
newspapers.
Jamaicans are notorious for nicknames.
Ting
So
ting.
where does Shang come from?
Ting ting. Wait. No, my pop's best friend. My pop's best friend. So that ain't that's totally off the beaten path from that. So it wasn't. People thought Chinese ass name. It's crazy. But nah, what you talking about? Chinese. What is? I'm sorry. Why am I doing the Denzel
I don't
Washington
know.
figure? The Denzel Washington figure. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because Denzel do this in every movie. So yeah, that was my pops. My
That's
pops.
dope. That's
And
dope.
my pops was a horrible and at the same time brilliantly funny person. Yeah, well,
That's so dope, man. It's beautiful, man. Shang, I appreciate you taking the time out. I know between those 645 magazines and periodicals picking this up, that you had time to sit with us. That show is out now, guys. Go
Amazon
check it
Prime
out. Shang is Shangry.
at
Today you caught him on a
2021.
good day. He's not so Shangry today.
No, I'm not.
He's,
Is that? Yeah, I'm in it. Yeah. See, that's
however,
my son. Just keep walking back and forth. That's my son with his tall, weird, handsome self.
that's
Love
what
him
we
to
are in
love
this
him.
world today. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I
We,
mean, you got kids. You already know what it is. Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
and we love it.
I
And
love
there
him
he
to death.
goes
Yeah.
walking by again. Thank you. So,
It's to the point now because he knows I've been doing a lot of interviews. Because normally I would be at places doing interviews. I've been on a lot of interviews lately. And I did one in Africa, which is weird. Africa hit me up like, we want to talk to you about your special and talk to why you did this special. And not that they talk like that, but that was my really bad impression of the dude. But no, man, my
I
kids,
think
man.
that's just his way of trying to get some kind of short. Hey, I was in there. I got a little. See, there he goes.
There you go again.
That was his cameo.
Yeah, he just woke up, looked at me. He looked at me like, man, I just woke up. Shut your ass up. So, no, man, but the special's out. Make sure that y'all watch it. Amazon Prime. It's Shang and Shangry 2021 because we had another person put some shit up that wasn't me. So it's a red. If you see a red graphic, it's me. So I had some drama with that. That's what I told you. It was a lot of stuff going on, bro. But I mean, I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed.
Nice. Where can we follow you?
Blessed.
Where can we follow you? Most importantly.
Check it out. My Instagram got hacked. I'm working on that to get fixed. But just go to my website, iamshang.com. Make sure you sign up on the website. Sign up on the website. I'll let you know what's going on. I don't inundate people with a whole bunch of emails. You don't get emails from me every day. Like, hey, guys, I'm eating some cereal. What are you doing? I ain't needy. So, but definitely sign up on the website so I can let you know what's going on and let you know. And once I get this Instagram thing fixed, it's weird. I don't know if I got hacked or something because I can see my shit and some people can see it and some people can't. And it just happened out the blue. So make sure that you sign up on my website. Sign up. iamshang.com. And I'll let you know what the haps is. And also send you, when we do go back to live shows, discounts. And I got free guest lists with some clubs on certain nights. Certain nights they give you free, like Sundays and Thursdays, they'll give you like a free guest list. So I will make sure that you are always on my list and I follow up like the sunrises. That's a main thing I want to do, a follow up like the sunrise. So yeah, I will definitely do that.
I can't wait. I'm waiting for Pookie to have chocolate Sundays again so I could come out there to LA
that was
and have
so
a good time and kick my feet up. So,
yeah, that was so good. That was so good.
So dope. Music is a soundtrack to our lives, man. So before I let you go, what song best represents your journey up to this point, or what artist inspires you to continue to go out and get that bag?
All right. It would be Public Enemy. And the song is Fight the Power. Absolutely soundtrack to my personal life. Motivated me when I felt like not getting up because it was times when I got really sick. I was really sick in 2019. And I had that song on a loop. I had it on a loop, but just get up, get out there and get it done. So it'd be definitely Public Enemy for sure. Fight the Power, anything a Public Enemy, but primarily that song. And the reason I'm bringing it back, what I said at the end, I'm inspired by Public Enemy in general to, at a time when hip hop was kind of going a different direction, they just stood their ground and said, "Nah, this is our stuff. This is our shit," and that's it. I mean, to have a song, "Welcome to the Terror Dome," to name your album, it takes a nation of millions to hold us back and not flinch. Like, yeah, that's our shit. What's up? And still do it. I mean, and Chuck D, to me, got one of the most unique hip hop voices, I think, of all time. He sounds like if a bass was a human being. You know, his voice is just, and it used to make me literally go, okay, I got to get on it, you know. And so "Fight the Power" is just a powerful song. I don't know when's the last time you heard it, but
recently. I keep Public Enemy on.
Okay.
Like I don't play those games. So you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he said it.
Listen, that is Shang, the comedian. I am June Archer. You heard what he said. Stand on your square for whatever it is that you believe in. Don't allow anyone to sway you from what you believe in so much that you lose the love of whatever it is that you dream about doing. Make sure you take care of each other. Make sure that you're inspiring people. All right. And like he said, if nothing else, if you got to do it yourself, make sure you are the producer, executive producer, talent, accountant, and everything. So, Shang, we appreciate you. We love you. We'll be tuning in. We're going to watch it more than a few times. And if we don't like it, we're going to share it with somebody who may not potentially like it, who can share it with somebody else who may not potentially like it.
Right.
So
send it to all the people that might not like it. That's a weird way to advertise. Like, yeah, and then that was horrible.
Share it.
If you don't like it, share it with the other people that might not like it. No, please watch the special. Thank you so much for having me on here, man. I'm doing Earthquake's show. That's a funny dude. He got on Sirius, Quake's House.
Yeah,
I got that coming up today, and then I got like 2 more today, which is I'm lucky, man, because a lot of people don't even get the opportunity.
Not lucky.
I keep saying that. Blessed. Yeah, blessed. But I mean, the fact that I get to do this is a blessing, especially with some of my mentality when I was younger. I just didn't even think I was gonna make it past 21. So.
No, we love it, man.
I'm blessed.
Whenever you think about that and you battling between lucky and blessed, ask someone who lost all that money at the casino. Luck comes and goes, but the blessings, they are yours, and they are yours here to stay. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Shang, I'm your host, June Archer. Thank you for tuning in. We love y'all. Tell somebody that you love them. It may be the last time you see them. This is the Winner Circle. Motivate you on thisis50.com. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Peace.
Yeah.